Have you ever stopped to consider that what you put on your plate right after waking up might be silently stealing your strength, your vitality, and even your confidence in the bedroom? Picture this. You get up each day convinced that the problem is your age, when, in truth, the real thief is hiding in your breakfast routine. That's right. Most men over 60 accept as inevitable that they'll lose energy, muscle, and, above all, intimate power. Many resign themselves to it, as if time charged a non-negotiable toll. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if science has already shown that it isn't your age, but your breakfast that's restricting blood flow exactly where you need it most? I know it sounds bold, maybe even strange, but stay with me, because what I'm about to share can flip the switch and get your body working for you again. I'm Dr. Ana Esperanza, a physician specializing in men's health. For over 2 decades, I've helped thousands of men rediscover the vitality they thought was gone for good. And believe me, we didn't get there with miracle pills, pricey supplements, or empty promises. We got there with science, smart nutrition, and a clear understanding of how the male body truly works. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 simple, tasty, accessible breakfasts that can reactivate your circulation, firm up your muscles, and reignite your intimate energy. And this isn't theory. I'm talking about real cases, ordinary men who saw remarkable changes in just a few weeks. Before we dive in, there's one fundamental idea you need to grasp. Your circulation is like a roadway. If it's open, no potholes, no bottlenecks, blood moves powerfully, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every corner of your body. But if that road is cluttered, narrowed, and poorly maintained, the flow slows, vitality fades, and intimate energy disappears. So ask yourself, what kind of road are you building each time you reach for sweet pastries with coffee, sugary cookies, or brightly colored breakfast cereals? Those seemingly harmless foods foster inflammation, arterial stiffness, and muscle weakness. They're like invisible bricklayers erecting barricades that keep blood from reaching the most important place for your masculinity. Here's the good news. You can change this, and you can start tomorrow morning. When I say this at seminars, many men ask, "Doctor, can I really change something so serious just by changing what I eat in the morning?" The answer is yes. Not only is it possible, it's supported by science. The first powerful breakfast I recommend is plain Greek yogurt paired with walnuts. You might think, that's too simple. Swap a sweet roll for yogurt and a handful of nuts? Exactly there lies the power. Let me explain. After 60, the body naturally enters sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. It's not just your arms and legs. It also includes muscles most men barely think about, the pelvic floor. Those muscles support your internal organs and play a critical role in erections. When they weaken, the ability to maintain an erection drops markedly. Now, imagine giving your body, first thing, a high-quality protein source. You're supplying the bricks it needs to rebuild and strengthen those invisible yet vital muscles. That's precisely what plain Greek yogurt does. Unlike sweetened varieties, Greek yogurt provides concentrated protein to nourish your muscles from the very first spoonful. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consume quality protein daily exhibit better strength, mobility, and a lower risk of frailty. It's not just about living longer. It's about living better, with independence, confidence, and vitality. And it's not only about the pelvic floor. Every muscle, from your calves to your chest, depends on protein to remain active. When your muscles are strong, they act as a peripheral pump that helps move blood back to the heart. Ever notice how your legs feel heavy after sitting too long? With weakened muscles, that pump underperforms and circulation suffers. So keeping muscle strong isn't merely about physical strength. It's about supporting intimate circulation too. But yogurt alone would be leaving money on the table. This is where walnuts come in, the queens of tree nuts, as I like to call them. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, powerful natural anti-inflammatories, and in L-arginine, an amino acid that serves as a precursor to nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes vessel walls, increases flexibility, and allows blood to flow more freely. In other words, a bowl of Greek yogurt with a handful of walnuts lets you attack the problem from 2 directions: strengthen pelvic musculature and improve arterial elasticity. It's like shoring up the roadway while removing debris at the same time. I remember Carlos, a 68-year-old accountant who came to my office feeling drained. His breakfast never changed: 2 sweet pastries and a heavily sugared coffee. The result: low daytime energy, heavy legs, and a declining intimate life. I suggested a simple swap, Greek yogurt with walnuts and a few berries. He was skeptical, thought I was overstating things, but he agreed to try. 30 days later, Carlos returned smiling. He reported more energy, less fatigue, and with a touch of embarrassment, admitted that his nights had become surprisingly good again. No magic, no pills, just nutrition working with his body, not against it. And Carlos wasn't alone. I also think of Antonio, 72, retired, who couldn't climb 2 flights of stairs without losing his breath, and who lamented a lack of firmness in his erections, something that weighed on his confidence. I gave him the same recommendation: plain Greek yogurt with walnuts every morning. 6 weeks later, Antonio was climbing stairs more easily, and his intimate life was waking up again. "Doctor, it feels like my body is waking up," he said, eyes bright. That's what happens when you provide the right raw materials. Your body responds, it rebuilds, it strengthens. A couple of practical notes so this first breakfast truly works. Choose unsweetened Greek yogurt. If you want sweetness, add berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, or a sprinkle of cinnamon. For the walnuts, a small handful is enough. You don't need more to harness their vasodilatory and anti-inflammatory benefits. If chewing is an issue, chop them or add a spoonful of soaked chia seeds for extra fiber and omega-3. Many ask if they should pair this with bread or cookies. My advice: avoid refined options. If you want something extra, go for a slice of true whole grain bread with visible fiber, rather than dyed brown bread. The goal is to keep blood sugar stable. Repeated glucose spikes over time damage the smallest, most delicate vessels throughout your body, including in the pelvic region. Before I unveil the next breakfast, the one that works like a fuel to open your arteries, let me ask for a small favor. While I take a sip of water, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. It's free, and it helps me keep bringing you clear, useful, science-based information so you can care for your health naturally and intelligently. Excellent. Now that you're with me and committed to your health, let me show you something even more fascinating. Because if yogurt with walnuts is like the foundation of a solid house, the next breakfast is like firing up a jet engine. It's a powerful fuel that opens your arteries and lets blood move freely, especially to the territory that matters most to you. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about next. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the most powerful solutions are also the simplest ones? Many men over 60 spend fortunes on supplements, pills, and therapies, looking for vitality, when one of the most powerful tools has been sitting quietly on their breakfast table all along. Today, I want to share with you a breakfast that might look ordinary at first glance. But when you prepare it the right way, it becomes a natural factory of nitric oxide and energy for your blood vessels. I'm talking about a classic, the spinach and mushroom omelet. Men often tell me proudly, "Doctor, I eat eggs almost every day. Isn't that enough to keep me strong?" And my answer is always the same. It's not the egg alone that makes the difference. It's what you combine it with. A plain boiled egg with white toast might be better than a sugary pastry, but it's like owning a sports car with a powerful engine and filling it with cheap fuel. The car will move, yes, but it will never show its full potential. The real key lies in natural nitrates, found abundantly in leafy greens like spinach. Once you eat spinach, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, a signaling molecule that tells your arteries to relax and widen. That process, called vasodilation, allows more blood to flow through your vessels, delivering oxygen and nutrients efficiently everywhere, especially to the pelvic region. And here's the surprising part. This is the very same mechanism behind many erectile dysfunction medications. They increase nitric oxide availability to improve blood flow. But by eating spinach in the morning, you activate this function naturally, without chemicals, without side effects, and with benefits that go far beyond intimacy. Because we're not just talking about stronger erections, we're also talking about more flexible arteries, healthier blood pressure, better oxygen supply for your muscles, and even sharper brain function due to improved circulation. Now, when you add mushrooms to this omelet, you take it to another level. Mushrooms bring a wealth of nutrients. They're rich in B vitamins, which support energy metabolism, and they contain a unique antioxidant called ergothioneine. Research published in Nature has highlighted ergothioneine as a potent protector against oxidative stress, the same silent process that stiffens arteries, ages cells, and drains vitality over the years. Some scientists even call it the longevity vitamin, though technically it's an amino acid derivative, not a vitamin. So in one simple omelet, you unlock 3 layers of benefits. 1. High-quality protein from eggs to support muscle mass. 2. Natural nitrates from spinach to open up arteries. 3. Unique antioxidants from mushrooms to shield blood vessels from damage. Let me share the story of Javier, a 71-year-old patient who came to me with high blood pressure and constant coldness in his hands and feet. He also admitted, somewhat reluctantly, that his erections were becoming weaker and less reliable. I recommended that he add this omelet to his breakfast at least 4 times a week. 2 weeks later, Javier returned with a different expression. He said, "Doctor, my legs feel lighter, my hands are warmer, and in my private life I'm noticing changes I thought were gone forever." That wasn't magic. It was simply his own body responding when given the right tools. And if spinach isn't your favorite, don't worry. You can substitute arugula, kale, or any nitrate-rich leafy green. The key is to give your body that natural boost early in the day, when it's most receptive to nutrients. Now, if the spinach and mushroom omelet is like starting the engine of a jet, the next breakfast is like protecting that engine from rust and wear. I'm talking about something refreshing, delicious, and profoundly protective: a berry smoothie. One of my patients once told me something unforgettable. "Doctor, I feel like I'm rusting on the inside," and he couldn't have described it better. What he called rusting is what we in medicine call oxidative stress. It's the gradual buildup of damage from free radicals, unstable molecules that attack cells, and especially the lining of arteries, making them stiff, inflamed, and fragile. Think of your arteries as metal pipes. Over time, if the water flowing through them is full of impurities, the pipes begin to corrode, becoming brittle and blocked. The same thing happens inside your body when oxidative stress is left unchecked. And here's where berries come in. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These little jewels owe their rich colors to anthocyanins, a group of flavonoids with extraordinary antioxidant power. Studies from Harvard University have shown that men who consume flavonoid-rich fruits regularly enjoy better cardiovascular health and a significantly lower risk of erectile dysfunction. Why? Because these compounds act like a cleaning crew. They neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation in arterial walls, and help keep blood vessels elastic and responsive. The best part is how easy this is. A simple smoothie made with a handful of frozen berries, water or unsweetened plant milk, and a spoonful of chia or flax seeds becomes a powerful antioxidant shield that works from within. Take the case of Miguel, a 69-year-old former smoker. He suffered from poor circulation, cold hands and feet, and most distressingly, a loss of intimate sensitivity. I suggested he start every morning with a berry smoothie. 3 weeks later, he reported, "Doctor, the tingling in my legs is almost gone. And the most surprising thing, I'm regaining sensitivity where I thought nothing would ever wake up again." Then there was Robert, 65, recently retired, who felt chronically tired and unmotivated. I suggested the same smoothie, enriched with a little plant protein powder. A month later, Robert not only showed improved blood work, but also described feeling more alive, more energetic, and even more socially confident. That's why I call this smoothie the antioxidant shield. It's not just a refreshing drink, it's a daily defender against the silent rust of time. Now, imagine this combination: a spinach and mushroom omelet alongside a berry smoothie. In a single breakfast, you'd be opening your arteries with natural nitrates, and at the same time, shielding them against oxidative damage. It's like building a wide, smooth highway, and then sealing it with protective asphalt to ensure it lasts for decades. And here's my invitation to you. You don't have to change your entire diet overnight. Just pick one of these options, try it for 1 week, and watch how your body responds. The difference may surprise you. While you're deciding which of these breakfasts to test first, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. That small gesture helps me continue sharing this science-based guidance with more men who need it. And now that you've discovered the power of leafy greens, mushrooms, and berries, let me give you a glimpse of what's next. The following breakfast is a reinvented classic, something you've surely eaten before, but prepared in a smarter way, it can become the guardian of your heart and your intimate vitality. Now that you've learned the power of opening your arteries with leafy greens and protecting your blood vessels with the antioxidants in berries, it's time to move forward, because there are foods so simple, so ordinary, that most men overlook them. They see them as side players at the breakfast table, not realizing they can become the silent guardians of circulation, heart health, and intimate vitality. And the first one is a classic: whole grain toast with avocado. Many men of your generation grew up with the idea that fat was dangerous, that any food containing fat would raise cholesterol, clog the arteries, and shorten life. Because of that, avocado, despite being abundant and highly nutritious, was unfairly vilified and removed from the daily diet of many. But modern science has set the record straight. Today, we know that avocado is one of the healthiest and most protective fat sources we have. Rich in monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil, it helps reduce LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, while raising HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol, which acts as a cleaner, sweeping harmful buildup out of the arteries. And it doesn't stop there. Avocado is also a natural powerhouse of potassium. Few people realize how critical potassium is. It directly counteracts the harmful effects of excessive sodium. And as you know, the diet of many men over 60 is loaded with salt. Not just the salt shaker, but hidden in industrial bread, deli meats, cheeses, and canned goods. Excess sodium leads to fluid retention and high blood pressure, one of the greatest enemies of erectile function. Potassium, on the other hand, relaxes the blood vessels, helps balance fluids, and eases the workload of the heart. Now picture that avocado spread on a slice of real whole grain bread. Not the fake brown bread made with white flour and coloring, but dense bread, rich in visible fiber, that releases energy slowly and keeps blood sugar stable. This combination is powerful. Unlike white bread, which spikes glucose and insulin and damages delicate blood vessels over time, true whole grain bread preserves vascular health, ensuring stable circulation even through the smallest capillaries in the pelvic region. And to crown this breakfast, we add a spoonful of freshly ground flax seeds. Here's a key detail: whole flax seeds pass almost intact through the digestive system, acting mainly as fiber. But when ground just before consumption, they release omega-3 fatty acids and lignans, plant compounds with strong anti-inflammatory properties. And as we've discussed in previous blocks, low-grade chronic inflammation is one of the biggest saboteurs of men's vascular health. It narrows arteries, stiffens vessel walls, and makes blood flow sluggish. Fighting that inflammation every morning is like scraping rust off a metal hinge and applying oil so it swings smoothly again. Let me share the story of Luis, a 75-year-old patient who came to my office worried about his high cholesterol and unstable blood pressure. His breakfast was always the same: coffee with milk and sweet biscuits. I suggested a simple switch: real whole grain bread, mashed avocado with a drizzle of olive oil, and freshly ground flaxseed. At first, he frowned, dismissing it as food for young people. But he gave it a try. 2 months later, Luis came back with noticeably improved blood work. LDL down, HDL up, blood pressure stable. And the most remarkable part was the sparkle in his eyes when he told me, "Doctor, this breakfast didn't just help my heart. It restored my confidence as a man." He had grasped the essential truth: what benefits the heart also benefits intimacy. But we still have one final secret to unveil. Something not solid, but liquid. A preparation so simple, accessible, and time-tested that it can transform your body into a less inflamed, more flexible, and more receptive environment for healthy circulation. I'm talking about turmeric and ginger infusion. Picture this: every single day, a microscopic spark of inflammation passes through your arteries. You don't feel pain, you don't see anything in the mirror, but little by little, this silent flame is stealing away your vessel's elasticity. The medical term is low-grade chronic inflammation, and it's one of the hidden culprits behind circulatory problems, erectile difficulties, and even heart disease. This is where two of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories come in: turmeric and ginger. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound so potent that several clinical trials have shown it to have effects comparable to pharmaceutical anti-inflammatories, but without the side effects. Curcumin lowers inflammatory markers, improves endothelial function, the inner lining of arteries, and doubles as an antioxidant. Ginger, meanwhile, contains gingerols, bioactive compounds with anti-inflammatory, digestive, and thermogenic properties. Thermogenic means it slightly raises body temperature and metabolism, stimulating circulation from the inside out. When you combine turmeric and ginger into a warm morning infusion, you create what I call a morning anti-inflammatory elixir. Many of my patients describe drinking it as feeling an internal awakening, as if their body received a gentle bath that cleans, relaxes, and energizes at the same time. Take the case of Robert, 77 years old, who came to me complaining not just of low energy, but also joint pain in his knees and hands. He told me he felt stiff, old inside. I suggested he start every day with this infusion: a thin slice of fresh ginger, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption of curcumin. 2 weeks later, Robert returned to report less joint pain, more energy, and with a shy smile he confessed, "Doctor, even my intimate life seems to have woken up again." That's exactly what happens. Reducing inflammation benefits not just the joints, but also the arteries in the pelvic region. Now, let's recap together. Throughout this series, you've discovered 5 powerful breakfasts, each targeting a crucial aspect of men's health. 1. Greek yogurt with walnuts strengthens muscles, including the pelvic floor, and adds flexibility to arteries. 2. Spinach and mushroom omelet delivers protein, natural nitrates, and unique antioxidants to activate circulation. 3. Berry smoothie builds an antioxidant shield against oxidation and vascular aging. 4. Whole grain toast with avocado and flaxseed protects the heart, stabilizes blood pressure, and fights chronic inflammation. 5. Turmeric and ginger infusion reduces silent inflammation, improves digestion, and stimulates circulation from the very start of the day. Notice how they complement each other. One strengthens, another opens, another protects, another regulates, another reduces inflammation. It's like assembling a team of superheroes, each with a unique ability, but all working toward the same goal: restoring your vitality, your confidence, and your intimate circulation. And here's the message I want you to carry with you. Aging itself does not steal masculinity. What undermines energy and potency are the habits accumulated over time. And today, you saw that you don't need drastic overhauls. A single choice at breakfast can set you on the path to recovery. Tomorrow morning, when you sit down at the table, you'll face 2 options. Repeat the same old habits that silently weaken you, or choose one of these 5 breakfasts that act like natural medicine. As a doctor, I can guide you, but the decision is yours. Action is what transforms information into results. If this message resonated with you, I want you to write in the comments, "Health is prevention." That way I'll know you're committed to your journey. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend over 60. You might be helping him recover not only his health but also his confidence. And if you'd like to dive deeper, I recommend watching the next video on the channel, where I'll reveal which dinner foods are silently sabotaging your circulation and your intimate life. I promise you'll be surprised. Remember, change begins in the morning, on your plate, in the very first choice of the day. You have the power to rewrite your health story, and that story begins at breakfast.